Hey everybody, welcome back to Pop's Place. It's been a while since I posted a video, so I wanted to get on here and update you on what I've been up to. I've been working a lot, and haven't had much time for my bikes, but I still got them. I still got the white Police Electric Glide. Thought it was a Road King for a little while. I might have introduced you to that bike as a Road King, but it is an electric glide. It's there behind me. Still got that bike. It's working good. It's got a little fuel leak on it. I need a new petcock. I got that ordered. Ordered the Milwaukee's Twins petcock for that thing because I love those. They work great. They're inexpensive, and they don't have an O-ring in them, so there's nothing to fail and go bad with this ethanol gas that we got now. It's really hard on rubber. So the Milwaukee's Twins, Milwaukee Twins. You can get them from JP Cycles, Drag Specialties, a couple places like that online. You may not find them on Amazon or eBay. You got to kind of search specifically for the Milwaukee Twins to find those. But on another note, I've got some other hobbies now. I've got some other stuff going on. Let me show you what I got. So earlier this year, I bought this Wrangler. This is a 2023 Willis edition. My wife has been bugging me for a Wrangler for a long time. So we bought this mainly for her. We were going to share it, but it quickly became hers. She wanted to put pink accessories on it. I told her, you do what you want and have fun with it. Make it your own. She's not used to having any type of a hobby vehicle when it comes to vehicles. So I was excited to get her into an automotive hobby by letting her get this Jeep and just personalizing it, do what she wants. And she takes it to the beach with her girlfriends while I'm at work. Every now and then they have a good time off-roading and four-wheeling it. So it's a Willis edition, pretty cool. Got some nice tires on it. But when she got this one and started personalizing it, I couldn't let her have all the fun. So I got me a 23 Gladiator Jeep JT right here, and when I got this thing, it was already lifted a little bit and had these 315/70 R17 tires on it, which are about 35 inches tall. They're 34.5 inches on a measuring tape, which is about what you're going to see on most 35-inch tires. So they're basically a metric 35, and they fit on the factory wheels. Those are factory Jeep wheels on there. And I went ahead and added this DV8 steel modular bumper on here with the shackles. I'll put me a winch on there once we get past Christmas. I got a good deal on this thing used, so that's why it's got these extra holes drilled in it and stuff for the winch. So I still need to fix my license plate mount. I'm just going to drill and tap some holes there in that bumper for that license plate. It's just zip tied on there for now. This one's got the V6, a 3.6 Pentastar V6 engine. And it's dirty right now. It's filthy dirty, but I've got me a matching spare, with a matching tire there. I went ahead and made this one my own, Put my last name on there. Had that emblem for a long time. Saving it for something special, but we got a pair of Jeeps now, so I'm going to be upgrading these over time. I'll post and show you what I'm up to. So I am working on something today. Let me show you what I got going on. So mine is a sport model. This is the base model. Nothing extra, no bells, no whistles, sport. So I off-roaded the other day on this. I went with some guys on some trails, and everybody was jumping out and they were pulling their quick disconnect pins out of their swaybar links. So I want to do something like that. I've got just the factory stuff on here right now. And so it's a pain in the butt if I wanted to disconnect those links on the trail once we got on. And the purpose of disconnecting those links is so your front end can articulate freely keep 100% of the weight on both tires when you're in four-wheel drive, which is important because this is a non-locker axle, right? So I don't want the weight off of one tire or the other, because then it's just an open diff, and it's gonna send power to the wheel with the least resistance, which is usually not the one you need. So what I've done is I picked up a Rubicon auto disconnect swaybar. This is out of a 2020 Gladiator with the Rubicon package. Okay, now these things have a motor, and you'll notice that it's got this shiny accessory on it right now. They have a motor on these that are operated by CAN bus commands. Okay, so it's my understanding that you can't just run 12 volts power with a switch to it, which is kind of what I was originally thinking, to disconnect this sway bar automatically from inside of the cab. But they do make an aftermarket fix for that, and it's this manual disconnect. So this thing's got a spring up inside of it, and you just tighten this, and it pushes a plunger in there and disconnects the sway bar, and then you just loosen it back up, and it'll snap back in and connect again. And I think that's easier than having pins on both sides to do all of that. And the price on this sway bar was right. You know, it was donated to me for no cost, so you know, about 30 bucks for that little manual disconnect, and I'm good to go. Now later on, if I want to upgrade further, they do make an air pneumatic system that I can put on this aftermarket to be able to operate it from inside of the cab. So I might do that later on, but for now I'm going to install this sway bar. So I'll show you what that looks like on the inside, and we'll slap it on there and see what happens. This is what I've done here. I drilled a little hole and tapped it and threaded a socket head bolt in there as a stop. Okay, so that this thing, I can turn it in and disengage it. Okay, but when I'm turning it out, it's gonna have something to stop against right there. Okay, so I can't turn it out. That way it's not vibrating and come loose down the road and fall out on me. I might flatten that end of that screw just a little bit to give myself a tiny bit more disengagement. So I did a test fit, and it seems fine, but if I get just a little bit more, it'll give me some peace of mind. So I think I'll flatten the edge of that before I button it up. Well, before I put this thing back on, I'm going to clean this surface up real good and put some RTV sealant on it, just so no water or dirt can be getting up into there. I went ahead and took my grinder and I flattened the head of that bolt like I was talking about. And that'll give me just a little bit more disengagement to make sure that I fully lock that thing on the inside. Not much, but I wanted a little bit more, just to be safe there. There we go. That's what I got. So now let's clean this surface up and put some RTV, and I'll put it in, and that'll be done. Okay, so I got that screw in there, and you can see that now it'll only come out to that far. It won't come all the way out. Okay, so I won't be dropping this thing on the road. And with it all the way out, it's locked, right? It's locked into place. Turn it in, and you can see that it's separated. Okay, so it's pushing the plunger in. And I just want to make sure that it comes out far enough to lock it. And there it is. It's locked into place. Okay, turn it in a couple of turns, still locked. Couple more turns, still locked. Okay, so I got plenty of engagement there. I don't want just a tiny bit of engagement. I want to make sure that whatever that is in there that depresses, it's out far enough to so I'm just I was turning it the wrong way there. See, I'm gonna go out, disengaged. Okay, let's see how many turns I can go in before it disengages. So that's a half. That's about 1 turn. Still engaged. About 2 turns. Still engaged. Okay, so I got a pretty good bit. About 2.5 turns in. There we go. About 3 turns in, disengages it. I feel pretty good about that. And where I put this screw is pretty much at the end of the threads anyway. I wish I would have got it just a tiny bit more down the shaft that way, but my drill bit walked up on me, so I could always grind the head of that little bolt and give myself a little clearance if I needed to, but that's the idea anyway. All right, I got that surface nice and clean, nice and smooth. I'm going to use this ultra red gasket maker because that's what I got. I'm going to put a little bead around there and put it on. All right, there we go. Red RTV gasket maker, and then I'll put the plate on. Turn this off, and I'm going to put the plate on because my hands are covered in RTV right now. I need both of them. All right, there it is. She's siliconed up. Now let's swap them. All right, we've got it up into place. Here it is right here. Got it connected to my swaybar links. I've got it hanging from the mounts there. Can't really see this side at this angle, but here's that box. Now this thing, you can kind of put this where you want it for the most part. I'm going to make a bracket to where it'll stay right here where I want it. Okay, so that's where it's going to sit. That way when I get my splash shield on, that thing comes down pretty far right here. Okay, so it's going to still be tricky. I'm probably going to have to reach up behind this this track bar here to do it, but you know, it'll be there. So that's where it's at. I'm going to fashion some kind of bracket from here maybe to my my steel modular bumper. I'm not sure what I'm going to hook this to. That or the bottom of the radiator support there. One or the other, but I'll figure something out. But there it is for the most part. A Rubicon quick disconnect on a sport model Gladiator. All back together. I had to take the whole center part of the top bumper off to be able to reroute the wire for the fog lights, because when I put the steel bumper on there, I never did install my fog lights. So I got those installed, and that was a pain in the butt because that's the access to get to the back side of the nut for that grade 8 bumper bolt right there. So it's really hard to get your hand up in there, but it's on there. And I was a little worried about access with this skid plate, because you see that skid plate comes way up underneath the bottom. But there it is. There's my release right there. So, you know, I still got to kind of reach up and around there to get to it. It's not perfectly accessible, but it's not too bad. Still better than pulling pins out of the swaybar links there, I think, and then trying to hook all of that back up on the trail without everything being level. So this way I can just unscrew it back out for connection, and then as soon as it's on level, it'll snap back in. Later on, I may get the air pneumatic kit. It's about $300 for the air system to do it on board. That way I can actually put a switch in the truck. That way I can do it on the dash, kind of Rubicon style. Make it super easy. But for now, that's it. I didn't even have disconnectable links before, so I was going on rides, trail rides with my swaybar hooked up, which isn't ideal, you know, but that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and do a test of the fog lights. Let's see if I can get the fog lights to working now. Yep, I can tell already that they're working. Success. Well, that's it for this time. That's a wrap. Thanks for joining me here at Pop's Place channel again. We're going to get into some Jeep stuff here pretty soon, so I'll be coming back at you with some more Jeep videos. I plan on getting a winch for this thing, and you know, a bunch of other, you know how with Jeeps and Harleys are kind of the same. It's never ending list of mods that you want to do, so let's see what I can do to these Jeeps here. Thanks for joining me, and I'll still be doing stuff to the Harleys, so stay tuned. I'll try to post some more Harley stuff because I got a fuel valve coming, and then I have some work planned for the front forks. That old Harley has air forks on it, and I'm going to delete that. So I'm going to make some spacers for the front springs to put the preload back on them manually, and put some stock electric glide fork caps on there and do away with all of that air stuff. So that should be cool. I didn't see a lot of that stuff online having to do with that air suspension on the Harleys, deleting it. So until then, y'all stay cool. I'll see you. Thanks for watching.